Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Aakash. I'm a chartered accountancy student and I've been recently facing issues while focusing on my studies, so I thought why not make a video on the topic. So in this video, I'll be talking about A. What are the possible reasons for the focus issues, and B. How to solve them. First, let's talk about the reason for the focus issues. Reason number one might be distractions. Nowadays, there are loads of distractions surrounding us all the time. We have our phones with us, there might be some disturbance in the area, we might reminisce about our ex-partner and so much, and it's humanly not possible to focus in a disturbing environment. Reason number two might be insufficient sleep. Researchers have shown that lack of sleep can lead to lower alertness, slower thought process, and reduced concentration. You will have more difficulty focusing your attention and may become confused. As a result, your ability to perform tasks, especially relating to reasoning and logic, can be seriously affected. Dr. Alison Sieben from the Stanford University Sleep Medicine Center notes that if you can't focus on what is at hand, it is very unlikely for you to make it to either your short-term or long-term memory. Reason number three might be insufficient physical activity. Lack of physical activity can make your muscles tense, which can lead to discomfort in your back, neck, and shoulders, becoming an interruption during your focus sessions. Reason number four might be poor eating habits. We all know that our diet affects us both physically and mentally. Think of your body as a vehicle and the food as a fuel for the vehicle. Now, if you put good fuel in the vehicle, it'll become durable and efficient. But if you'll instead put bad fuel in your vehicle, chances are it won't even work properly. And reason number five might be environmental factors. Depending on what you're doing, your environment can affect your focus. But it's not just the overall noise level, but also the type of noise that matters. Plus, the temperature of the place can also affect your concentration if it's in extremes. So those were the reasons for your poor concentration. Now let's talk about the various things we can do to kind of train our focus. And the first step on this list is eliminate distractions. While it may sound obvious, people often underestimate just how many distractions prevent them from focusing on the task at hand. And minimizing these sources of distractions isn't as easy as it sounds. But one way to tackle this thing is to seek out a calm location where you know that you'll be able to work undisturbed. A library, a private room, or even some quiet coffee shop might all be good spots to try. But if the source of your distractions is your phone, then I have a dedicated video on the topic which is somewhere here. You can just check that out. Tip number two is reduce multitasking. Attempting to perform multiple tasks at a time might seem productive, but in reality, it's just a recipe for lower focus, poor concentration, and lower productivity. Think of your attention as a spotlight. Now, if you shine the spotlight on a particular point, a particular area, you will see objects very clearly. But if you were to shine that same spotlight across a dark room, you won't be able to see anything whatsoever. Also, a study showed that when we switch from one task to another, a part of our attention just stays with the previous task, which is termed as attention residue. And that's why it's generally advised to work on a single task at a time. Tip number three is choose to focus on the moment. It might feel counterintuitive when you feel unable to focus, but remember that it's you who choose where you focus. It's tough to concentrate when your mind is always in the past or the future, but you have to make an effort to let go of the past. Acknowledge the impact, what you felt, what you learned, and then just let it go. Choose to let it go. There is this quote which still motivates me sometimes, and I have it somewhere here. It says, "Let's not look back in anger, no forward in fear, but around us in awareness." Next step is the HGL exercise. I learned this exercise from Ali Abdal. So every morning, just set aside 10 to 15 minutes with a pen and a paper and write one thing which is the most important for the day as the highlight of the day. Then write one thing you're grateful for and one thing you have to let go of. So HGL, highlight, grateful, and let go. And after that, write all the tasks you anticipate doing. And the grateful and the letting go thing can be optional, but it doesn't hurt to write them too in it. Now, writing all this stuff will give you a blueprint of all the tasks for the day and the most important out of them, and you can make your plan accordingly and not be worried that you have to finish the whole stuff in a day. You know what part is to be done. Tip number five on this list is to take short breaks. Have you ever tried to stay mentally focused on the same task for a long period of time After a while, your focus starts to break down and it becomes more and more difficult for you to devote your mental resources on the same task any longer. Breaks might seem counterproductive, but they can literally elevate your focus to keep your performance high. So, the next time you're working on a project, take a break when you begin to feel stuck and move around, talk to someone, or even switch to a different type of task. Tip number 6 is light music. Although researchers have shown that music takes away a sliver of your focus, it's still quite joyful to work with some music going in the background, because life is not only about just focus and productivity, going on, doing more. It's not about that. I personally like Harry Potter or The Lord of the Rings ambience music playing in the background while I do any sort of work or study. One of my favorite quotes from Brandon Sanderson says, "Life before death, strength before weakness, and journey before destination." So while studying, it's important to enjoy the process rather than having the mindset that we'll enjoy at the end of the journey. And my final tip is keep practicing. Building your mental focus isn't something that will happen overnight. Even professional athletes require plenty of time and practice in order to strengthen their concentration level. So have patience, give it some time, and keep practicing while enjoying the journey all along. And if you're still watching here, do hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.